Rams changed since you guys have played them, if at all?
Yeah, they're playing really good football. I think that was pretty obvious when we went in to play them last time too. You know, they had won 4 out of 5 before we played them, and then pretty much have been undefeated since then. So they're playing really good football. You know, both offensively, defensively, special teams wise, and you expect that because they got good players. And I again can't say enough about this coaching staff. I really think that they have a really good coaching staff led by Sean McVay.
How about defensively? Anything tangibly that you've seen that shows the improvement since last time you guys faced off?
You know, anytime you played a team as long ago as we played them, there's going to be things that have changed. And there definitely is. You know, they do a couple different things on defense, making it hard on you, making it challenging on you to predict what's coming. But yeah, Chris Shula's done a really good job coaching the defense, and again, they got really good, really good players, and especially on that defensive line, it's a good front that's playing really good football right now. To say they've, you know, exactly what they're changing, I'm not going to kind of get into that, but you know, they obviously have some changes, just like we have some changes since last time we played them.
What was your message to the team this week?
Yeah, you know, talked about again the consistency of what's important, and our tough, detailed together is always going to be important. And then also we talked a little bit about, you know, embracing adversity in playoffs, in playoff football. You know, and just in the NFL in general, like, you know, there's going to be plays that when you're in a game that they're going to make. You know, you know, even with your best efforts, they still could make the play. So how do you play the next play mentality? And again, that's something that we've focused on a lot all year is next play mentality. And so that's really, we're saying this week, embrace the adversity, and that's really another way of saying, hey, play the next play.
You got to work with Chris and with the Chargers. It's been a long time. Do you know anything? Do you have a foundational, like, sort of understanding of what he is as a coach?
From my experience with him at the Chargers now, you know, we've both been a lot of different places since then. Obviously enjoyed the relationship I had with him while we coached together. Still consider him a friend. Obviously think he's a very good coach, and he's doing a great job this year. But to say anything like, no, not really as far as that goes, because again, his philosophy has continued to develop. My philosophy is continuing to develop. So, you know, it'll be a different handshake because I know him well. But that's about it.
Vic Fangio said that Jeremiah Trotter Jr. could or will get some playing time with Nakobe out. How important was it that Jeremiah got that final regular season game and all that action, and what did he show you?
Yeah, I think that was important for all our guys to be able to get that. We had had the opportunity, just like the Rams did, to give ourselves a bye week on the, you know, however you want to say that, to give our guys a rest at the end of the regular season. And with that comes opportunity for other people. You know, that are backups, and it was really important for him. He played a really good game. You know, it was all over the stat sheet of what he did, and then all over the field. And so, you know, I feel really good about the linebacker room. Obviously bummed about Nakobe, but feel really good about the guys that are going to be able to step in and play in his absence. And just can't say enough about, you know, Trot and Oren and Bobby King and Ronnell Williams, getting those guys ready.
An overview of the offense this year and Jalen's role within it. I mean, 2 years ago versus now, 100 pass attempts fewer. You called the game manager notion bullshit with him. I mean, how much has he embraced this role in the offense, and how much of it was from input that he had throughout the year?
You know, again, it's to look at it a whole season like that and say we have 100 less passes. Yes, that is the truth, right? But games go differently. The way, you know, games were last year are different than the games were this year, right? And so we have been in some situations where we haven't passed the ball in the fourth quarter of a lot of different games. So I think that's, you know, and I think that's kind of hard to see that number. It's an astonishing number when you say it like that, but that's over a course of 17 games, and also again knowing that some of these guys didn't play in fourth quarters, and we didn't throw some in the fourth quarter. But again, to answer your question, I think what we do is we do whatever we need to do to win each and every game. And so if that means you're in a 2-minute to end a game and you got to throw it like we did against New Orleans to get the ball down into the position to score, you do that. If you're in a position where you're in a 4-minute at the end of the game and you're running out the clock to do whichever you need to do to win the game in that particular one and you're running it well, then you do those things. And so I think that's just the nature of how that's went. And again, I think anytime that you have won whatever 13, 14 or 14, 15, whatever it is, your quarterback's going to be playing well. And Jalen's been playing very efficient. He's taking care of the football. He's playing very efficient. He's playing great. He's playing really good football. I know that the stats don't look the same way because of different circumstances, but I think Jalen's playing really, really good football at this stage of the year and excited about his opportunity of what he gets to do on Sunday.
In terms of protecting the football, you mentioned with Jalen, how did he go from having 25 turnovers over a span of 20 games or so to only just maybe, I think, 4 over the last 14?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's
How did it happen?
Yeah, pretty impressive by him of being able to lead us to wins while also taking care of the football. That's not and be explosive and still take care of the football. That's not easy to do because we talk about that a lot. How do you win the double positive? How do you win the explosive play battle? And how do you win the turnover battle? And everybody's got hard jobs. That's a very hard job for a quarterback to be able to create explosive plays and do the things that Jalen's done while also taking care of the football with running it and throwing it. So just unbelievable effort and concentration on his part of going where the right place with the football, while also when he is a runner, protecting the football like Saquon does or like AJ does. And so I can't give him enough credit for that because that's very difficult, and it's really when you win the turnover battle in this league, and it really dictates one of the best stat indicators of what's going to happen in the game. And so it's really just a great job by him putting our team in position to win each week because of how he's taking care of the football.
Nick, at the combine last year, one thing Howie said was that you guys looked after last year and said you need to play young players more. Have you been more deliberate in that, or especially as injured replacements?
Yeah, I think still obviously we've played a lot of young guys. We're young on defense now. At this point of the year, when you're 17, 18 games in, you're like, okay, the experience is there. They've played a full year of football. Now we're into playoff football. But I think at the end of the day, we always owe it to ourselves to play the guys that best give us a chance to win. And I think it's just the nature of it that these guys have given us a chance to win. And they've gotten better as the season has went on. And so, I wouldn't say any extra. It's worked out that way, and I'm happy that it has.
Nick, Saquon's closing in on 400 touches. What have you seen from him as far as the way he takes care of himself and his fitness level and how he's managed to navigate the season and play at a high level?
Yeah, he does a lot of things just to get himself ready each Sunday, both mentally and physically. And I think he's an ultimate pro that knows how important that it is that he's in great shape, weighing what he needs to weigh, working hard in the weight room to do the preventative things, the prehab, the post, the rehab stuff, and so he really does a good job of taking care of his body to get himself where he can touch the ball that much. And that's a group effort. I can't say enough about all the guys that work with him as well. The strength staff, the training room staff, the doctors that all work with him to make sure he's on that on that path. And so there's some things too with Saquon that you'll have load management throughout the week to get him ready. I think you guys have asked me of that a bunch, and like our job on every Sunday is to win the game by however we need to win the game. All that matters. What does Jalen say? The main thing's the main thing. How are we going to win this game? And so you do everything you can to win the game. So really the management of Saquon and how he feels good is what is happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And quite frankly, that's the same thing that we believe is like the things that you do Monday through Saturday, whether it's training, whether it's taking care of your body, whether it's the work that you put in the film room, whether it's the work you put on the field, are direct indicators of if you're going to win or lose the game or how you're going to perform. And so this is no different. And Saquon just, has a relentless work ethic in everything that he does, and which makes him pretty special.
Your first game, when you look at the first game when Saquon had the 255 yards against the Rams, how much of a luxury is it, knowing that they have to pretty much account for that somehow this week, knowing that you.
Yeah, we know that everyone's going to account for that, and that's not new to us. Again, they'll see stuff on tape that they'll want to do differently and that they'll want to repeat, and we'll see stuff on tape that we'll want to do differently and we'll want to repeat. I know that'll be a big film that they watch. It's obviously a big film that we'll watch, and so it's not uncommon, right? We know that we're going to get people's best effort to stop Saquon, and that's just been what we've dealt with all year.
You've had quite a few guys. You have quite a few guys in load management right now that you're dealing with. What's the challenge of practicing like that? And do you not worry, like veteran guys, if they're on the practice field or not?
Obviously, you want everyone to practice and get ready to go for the game. But it is at this point of the year, and everybody's always in different positions, right? You fight the hard line of being ready to play on Sunday physically. And doing the right things throughout the week to make sure you're ready to play, right? And so, if that makes sense. So you just got to fight that constantly. And really, I say at this point of the year, it's really something that we do throughout the entire year. What's the right amount to get ready for the game and perfect our craft and redefine our skills, and while also being ready to go physically for the grind of a 4-quarter, 5-quarter game that you're about to play. And so that's something that we deal with each week. And we feel like we've done a lot of, again, I get all the information from everybody. Ultimately, I have to make the decisions, but I just got a lot of great people to help me out, to help make those decisions. And, the players, they help me out with that, how their bodies are feeling, and obviously the trainers, doctors, and strength staff.
Last one. You relied on younger players on defense this year. What is it taking behind the scenes to develop them?
Yeah, obviously great effort and energy by that player themselves to get themselves ready to go. A lot of work from the coaches to the extra meetings with the coaches to make sure that that you put them in positions that they're going to be in the game, and sometimes you can't put them in every position they're going to be in the game out at practice. That's what walkthroughs for. That's what meetings are for, and that's what the extra meetings are for. And so, a lot of work by the coaches and the players to get themselves in that. Obviously, a phenomenal job by Howie and his staff to get the guys in here that are talented like that we have. But yeah, that again, all these things. That's what. And I feel like I said that a bunch today. It's like, yeah, it took this group of people to do that and this group of people to do that. That's what's awesome about an organization. That's what's awesome about football. It's every player working together, every coach working together, every department working together, and we got a special organization.
All right. Thanks, folks.